This is a very special interview here on Study with Sudhir, the SWS Topper Series, and it gives me great pride and happiness to introduce to you Kanishka Mittal, the All India rank #1 ICSE Class 10 2022 Board Examinations. Kanishka, मैं बता नहीं सकता कि कितनी खुशी हो रही है. I mean, yesterday I was completely over the moon. So
the moment I saw your message, I wanted to text you my result. But I was not able to spare out time. And the moment I saw your message, oh, finally, I have got a personal text from Mr. Sudhir. It was just overwhelming for me, sir.
So, first question, did you sleep well last night?
No.
No?
No.
So, I can't even say कि सपने कौन से देखे? Huh?
Sir, true.
So, what were your thoughts? I mean, just let us into your mind and tell us what were your thoughts like. Unbelievable or just feeling extremely good and proud of yourself and justifiably so?
I think the most dominant emotion was gratitude. Thanks to a very profound thanks to everybody who's been a part, who's contributed to this. In fact, my teacher was the person who told me my result. I had not checked my result, and she was my class teacher, messaged me my result. My faculty has been very helpful, and including sir, he's been very, very motivating. I was overwhelmed with gratitude, thankful to everybody.
Right. In fact, that's very good that you're mentioning this. As they say, vitamin G is very important. Vitamin gratitude is something very important. And I must tell you that you have already inspired the batch of 2023 on SWS. They want to emulate what you have done. And I say that, well, if they could do it, I'm sure. But the problem is that you have set the benchmark very high. Abhi unko bahut mehnat karni padegi to reach where you have reached, right?
So just follow what Sudhir sir is saying and you'll be able to emulate what I have done because I've been following him throughout.
Right. No, that's very nice of you to say that, Kanishka. I must tell you, for those who don't know, Kanishka was part of the English language, the history, civics, and also the test series of literature. And Kanishka's good thing was that she was always very regular in submission of her tests and assignments. And that's something which we always focus on because I give rather detailed feedback. And Kanishka was one person who used to write among the best. I think you and Anushka Gupta, also from Lucknow, were among the best as far as writing essays were concerned. So yes, you said, okay, have a systematic schedule. But what exactly do you think the batch of 2023 would have to do? Because unka pura school full-time hai, unlike your batch, which was like 50-50 online and offline. What would you tell to your juniors? What should they do in order to do what you have achieved?
Sir, I believe 10th May ICSE, do you want it to be bilingual or should I stick to English?
You can stick to any language. Hindi, English, both are fine.
ICSE does not demand rigorous studies that you're studying hours on end.
Yes.
I think a consistent 3 to 4 hours every day is a good enough pace, provided that you span it over a consistent and regular time, and you should be consistent. That's what's important, because you've got 10 subjects. Yes. The moment you begin to lose touch with one of them, you actually risk a lot of things.
Right.
So being consistent should be your key. If you have full-time schools, don't worry. Just a 3, 4, 5 hour study plan for every day is more than enough. Provided you have a target plan in front of you, your monthly targets, break them down, and that's what sir tells you. He'll tell you this better than anybody else.
The only difference between what you have said and what I have told this batch is that July, August may study only 90 minutes of self-study time. I mean, that is, I'm not counting the homework and the project work, etc., etc. 90 minutes, increase it to 2.5 hours post-September, so that you gradually build it up. If they start studying 5 hours from now, you pura burnout ho jayenge. You know, they will suffer from boredom because that should not be the case. So what kind of a schedule would you follow? Of course, you had, as I said, a mix of online and offline. What is the kind of schedule? Or let me make it more specific. Say for a subject like, let's say, history, civics, what would be your attitude towards studying a subject like this, which many students may say are a kafi boring subject?
Well, I had interest in history. So for me, I used to research a lot about a particular topic. Like, for example, the British India. We have a great part of our history is Indian history.
Yes.
So I used to research about the governor generals. I used to go into a lot of other topics which are not related. So I don't think I'll be the best guide for history because I used to deviate a lot here and there. And I used to
take any of the science subjects then.
Science, okay. each of the three sciences, I can tell this for sure, ICSE has a predictable pattern.
Yes.
Once you're able to decode it using the previous year questions and with the help of seasoned guides and mentors, teachers, faculty members, you need to have an approach for each of the three subjects. For example, chemistry. There's I'll not say redundancy, but a lot of questions that you see appear from the previous year questions.
Yeah.
And this any teacher will tell you. Any teacher who has a fair 4, 5, 6 years of experience will tell you this. So use that approach. I'm not saying कि उतने ही questions करिए जितना previous year में दिया है, but use them as your ground. Similarly, biology and history and civics for that matter. Now, I think I can remember something. Board has got certain pet questions. So in history and civics specifically, they stick to certain topics. Treaty of Versailles, if you take, they love these topics.
Yes.
You will definitely get questions in them. If you have got functions of UN and everything, you have certain fixed questions. Take help of your seniors or previous year questions or any experienced faculty, decode that pattern and then use that approach.
In fact, the interesting thing, Kanishka, is that from this year, they have made it a mix of MCQs and subjective type for the entire question paper. In fact, even geography, they have introduced 10 marks of MCQs and reduced topo sheets to 10 marks from 20 marks. So in that sense, quite a few changes. In fact, I got a very interesting message from a fellow student of yours on the history civics batch called Devan. She had joined us only after the semester 2 results because he had got a very low score in history civics in the first semester. And he sent a message to me, which made me very happy. And I was very touched because he said, from a very low score in semester 1, I got full marks in history civics in semester 2. That to me is, gives the ultimate happiness, that one has been able to contribute in whatever way to kind of providing happiness, not just to him, but to his entire family. What has been the reaction in your family? You have a sibling, right?
Yes.
What does
what does she I have an elder sister. She was very happy. She knew I would do well. She'd also scored fairly well in both of her boards, 10th and 12th. So actually, she was the one who had guided me in the initial days of my 10th when I did not know what to do. She told me, how do you prepare literature, in which subjects it's just the book that you need to focus on, etc. So the initial base, I think my sister helped me a lot. And then gradually I got more familiar with my teachers and then I took their guidance.
Is your mother...
And then the pattern changed and nobody knew what is going to be asked in MCQs. Yes. So, and that was a challenge and I think it was quite fun. Right. Because after so many years of those repetitive questions, you had something new. Absolutely. Which nobody could predict. You had just one sample paper of 40 odd questions. Yes. How do you predict the type of questions that can come? History, if they've asked one question on analogy, you cannot expect, okay, there will be one question.
Yes.
And the sample papers also change every other week.
No, I personally thought semester 1 was in that sense a very great challenge. It was an opportunity to try out something new because also the approach to an MCQ paper differs from a typical subjective paper.
Precisely, sir.
Is your mother anywhere around? Can we have her also?
Yes.
So, big congratulations to you. I can see you beaming. So, what is the image of Kanishka? कि काफी एक पढ़ाकू kind of लड़की की image है या मस्ती भी करती है?
नहीं, मस्ती भी करती है लेकिन थोड़ा सा मतलब कि ज्यादा फोकस्ड है, थोड़ा सा सिस्टमैटिक ज्यादा है तो मतलब कि कभी-कभी इरिटेट भी हो जाती हूँ मैं कि ज्यादा सिस्टमैटिक है ये लेकिन हाँ, शी इज वेरी मच फोकस्ड और सब एक्टिविटीज में इक्वली इन्वॉल्वड है.
Right. No, she speaks very well. She speaks very well.
Yes.
So, I mean, in fact, on our Ashwin course, har Sunday ko we used to do the Sunday speaking club. So, I know it for a fact that many students of her batch were very good forceful speakers and it's very obvious कि काफी अच्छा बात करती है. तो किस तरह के प्लान्स हैं आपके कनिष्का को लेके? What would you like her to do?
प्लान्स तो क्या, बस हमने इस पर ही छोड़ रखा है. जैसे ये चाहती है वैसे ही हम लोग उसमें हैप्पी हैं और बस इसको हमें सपोर्ट करना है और गाइड करना है बस. बाकी व्हाट शी वांट्स मतलब कि उसको मुझे लगता है काफी कुछ क्लियर है दिमाग में कि उसको क्लैरिटी इसके बहुत है कि इसको क्या करना है. तो बस हमें तो हमको उसी को बस मोटिवेट करना है इसको.
For a what, you must be 16 years old. For a 16-year-old to have such clarity is very good. And I must compliment all those teachers who have been part of, ensuring that you are so clear-headed. You have now taken humanities, which would be a bit of a surprise because topper ho to science lene ka ek tarah se ye hota hai, but you have taken humanities, which I'm sure a lot of students listening to this also must take note कि ऐसा नहीं है कि topper है तो science में ही जाना है. Why humanities? Kanishka.
Sir, I've always been interested in subjects of humanities, and I can relate more to human sciences than chemistry and physics.
So what do you plan to do after class 12?
Sir, I have not yet decided my end goal, but I'll be pursuing law as a degree.
Okay.
I'll be preparing for CLAT.
Okay, great. All the best to you. Thank you very much. Hyderabad se Lucknow kafi dur hai, so we can't eat sweets together. But since we are here, what I did was I kept some kaju katli for myself. So I'm going to eat this on your behalf.
Thank you.
Congratulations again to you. Enjoy, and the next 2 years are going to be very interesting, very challenging. But I'm sure you will be able to surmount every challenge. Thank you very much. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.